My name is Glicious Batara. I come from Zimbabwe. I'm a 45-aged man. I've got 4 kids, 1 wife. I come from Masvingo province. And my raw area is Chiwi district. My father, he was having 4 wives, and all of us children were 42. We were born in a poor family because some of the time we were going to look for job, maybe of clearing crops in the field of other people. But he was reaching he was having too much cattle. Even to go to school, it was hard for us to go to school. And to my side, it was also hard to me to go to school. So sometimes my mother was selling some goats for me to go to school, because I was the first born in my mother's family. Because my father, to meet all those demands of the kids, it was a challenge to him. And to my side, as the time I was going to school, even shoes, I was not knowing how to wear a pair of shoes. Slippers, it was another issue of me. If I see someone having some slippers, even to go to school sometimes, I was going without bathing because soap was not on our side. So I grew up in some hard conditions. And my father, to his side, he was right because he was having cattle. But to say even 1 cattle to take us, all of us 42 kids, to go to school, it was a challenge. Some were going at least to grade 1 to grade 4. They leave. Some they were going grade 1, then they leave. Even the clothes to go to school. Some they were wearing some sacks. You see sacks to put some meal or what. Those were the clothes which were being done, which were used to made for clothes for people to wear. So all those things were tough and hard to meet all those demands. So to my side, I grew up on some hard conditions, and to survive, even to my mother's side, for cooking food, it was very hard, because even some fish oil, it was a challenge. Milk, my father was selling that milk to meet the demands of us to go to school. So it was so tough to my side and my mother's family. I'm an artist. This is my job which I'm doing. I cope up the situation when my father was doing when he was still alive. He was an artist, but me, I didn't go to school to do this. I just cope up the situation when my father was doing. Because you know, when you are growing up in a big family, sometimes it was like me, as I'm a stubborn person, just coming close to sit on him, doing what he was doing. So I was just taking his chisel when he is finishing the chisel and the hammer. I just do on a small pieces of stone or wood, which he left off us. So I just cope up the situation. Those days, I was aged at least 16, 17 years. Because the situation which forced me to cope up the situation, I was just in my mind or in my blood knowing that no, I want to cope up the situation of my father, what he was doing. So I started that. Then later, I find myself doing also what he was doing. And this piece, it shows that this lady, she's a drunkard lady. She's drinking beer. So this is a calabash. So it's like someone who is asking, where did you drink beer? So she's pinpointing, saying, no, I drink that side. That is where the beer is. And in the other side of my left hand side, this piece is a family abstract, which shows family unity in the family. It shows the father, the mother, and the 2 kids on one stand. It shows unity in the family. I did it with 1 stone, this one. Nothing which I plug on. It's only 1 stone, which I did. Later, the problem which I'm facing is where I get these things. Because normally, to do on my own, or the whole thing is difficult, it's a challenge. Because these things I dig underground or to take on the mountains. So there are some guys whom I employ to look for stones. There are special stones for caving. There are special wood for caving. So I know the material which is needed for caving the stuff. So like this wood, we call it ironwood. This ironwood is the strongest tree which we use to cave the wood, because this wood, even other pieces like which we have got some bowels, if we pour water on those bowels, it won't evaporate unless we remove it. So this wood is very strong. This stone, it's a serpentine stone, the strongest stone. So I know the special stones to use, and all those challenges, I pay these guys to look for the wood and the stone for me. And the challenge which I meet, the place where to sell, it's a difficult thing. Even if I sell my piece, this type of piece, I need 5,000. You know, people, they say, let us go down by the price. You know, if you need money because of poverty, you're going to go down to 500 rands. But then you are doing nothing, because I transport this stuff from Zimbabwe. I don't have a bakkie. I use the buses. Taxis at the border, South African side, it's very expensive. One piece I'm gonna pay at least 1,000 rands. But me here, they are forcing me to give them 500 rands. Then I will choose on myself, saying no, half loaf is better than nothing. But I don't consider the price which I pay there and the price which I'm going to pay here. They are going to pay me here, because of the quantity of the pieces which I bring. That is where I fall down, because I will say on myself, no, I've got 20 pieces. Even if I sell this one 500 rands, at 20 pieces I will be having 10,000. Not knowing that art is expensive, I should have to upgrade my prices. So in other times, about selling, that is where I fall down, because I don't consider the way I pay those people in Zimbabwe, the price of the buses, the price of the taxi at the border, and the price which I'm working here. Are they going to clash, or I'm going to fall down? So all the time I'm behind. I'm not going to reach the demand. That's why, you know, sometimes if I go back, I'm gonna go to those guys saying, no, work for me, I'm going to pay you till the credit is going to be up and up and up, because when I take the money here, I'm going to give my kids, because my kids, they are going to school. Two are at university. One is at the Polytech College. Is doing a computer system, and the another one is completing O level this year. So all those demands, to meet them, it will be a challenge to me. So to other side, if I find someone who's gonna look for a market for me, it might be better, because the way of selling, you know, if you are an artist, it needs someone to shield you, who knows the how expensive art is. Because even to draw even the face of the president, people, they're gonna charge millions and millions. But to my side, I'm taking I'm pulling myself down, because I don't have someone to lift me up. Challenges which I'm facing as I am a salesperson, to meet some other people with bad minds. They say they say how much, later he just ignore you, going where he's going. Some they ask the price, then some they say, do you know the work of money? Why are you charging like you are charging something which is a living thing? Some they just take my stuff, some they don't pay, some they feel pity on me, they pay me, some they give me clothes, some they give me food. And some challenges which we first time when I came here, which I was facing, I was not having a place to stay. I was just staying outside in Marabastad, putting my boxes aside. Some of the people were stealing my boxes while I'm sleeping. Later during the morning, when I'm looking for about some boxes, all those things are missing. I go back again to fetch to do other work. I come back. Later I find myself, no, I can't still staying outside, because sometimes I'll be having money on me during the night. So I look for a place to stay, and those places are expensive. And my staff, some of the people, they take without paying, and the money which I'm charging them is very little amount. So to other challenges, later I keep on looking for a place to where I can sell. I was pushing my stuff with a trolley, selling each and every day. So later I meet another guy who called Bra November, who is staying at the High Court Chambers, just asking me some questions. Then he said, are you willing to even to sit here, then you can sell? Then I said, how come this guy, is he telling me true, or he wants to call the Metro Police to come and pick up my stuff? I was not quite sure. Later I bring 3 pieces in my hand, leaving the trolley in Marabastad, saying, no, if those Metro Police try to grab my stuff, one, I'm gonna show him with a lesson with 1 piece. I'm gonna throw the piece to him. Then I find this place, people are welcoming me. Those lawyers are talking to me nicely. Some they are buying me food. Some they are telling me, saying, no, don't hesitate, just keep on. Later, 2 days, I take my trolley, putting my stuff there, selling. Later, this guy says, where are you putting your stuff? They said, no, I'm pushing the trolleys down to Marabastad, 2 trips. How come? They said, yeah, those are the challenges which I'm facing, brother. They said, no, don't do that. Later, come here. It's you and me, our secret. Come here, I will show you the place where you can put your stuff. Then he welcome me, that guy. Even when I'm not there, he look after my stuff. He gonna call me when a customer is coming. So nowadays, at least, those challenges are a little bit better. I can feel at home. But some of the people, they're gonna come asking me, who allow you to sell here? You see some difficult questions. I just say no one allow me to sell here, because if I sell this guy, you know, nowadays people about this 15%, some they say no, we are selling there at zoo, we are paying a tax. Why did they allow you to sell here? Because they know this place may be it's a more violent by lawyers. They've got money, so they want to push me out. So me, I just keep quiet in order for me to gain something there. Because some of the lawyers nowadays, they are giving me their photos to give them. Some they are giving me other statues which they like. So at least by now I see it's better to my side. But all those challenges I meet here and there, because sometimes if I put my stuff there, I find my stuff they are there. Like Longobek, if I leave my stuff where I am selling, or if I go in the shop to change a customer money, so some minutes I find my stuff missing. But nowadays I see it's far much better to my side.
Hi guys, Ikamumbala Ntenduna. I'm an attorney of law, and I want to speak to the sculptures of this gentle brother next to me. I think it's very important that we take everything back to our roots. What he does represents Africa in the best way possible. I think it's beautiful, I think it's effortless, and I think he's a talent to be noted. So look out for this gentle brother.
To some extent of carving art, some statues like a portrait, it's very difficult for me to do a face of a person whom I know if I am not given an order or a mandate, like President Ramaphosa, to do his portrait. It's an offense than people or the state to give me his picture, so that I will be having an opportunity to carve him. This one, President Jacob Zuma, the former, President Mugabe, the former, it's very difficult for me to do unless they give me the mandate. If I just do as an artist, the law of artists, they're gonna take me to court unless they give me the mandate. That's why you see sometimes even the relatives of President Jacob Zuma, sometimes they are present in the court saying, who allow you to give authority to this artist to cave the president. There will be some quarrels in the family, because in an artist you should have to know all those regulations than for me just to do a sculpture of someone just without the authority. It's like me on myself. If I want to cave my son, I'm free to do that. But to someone they just give me their picture on their own willing, so that I'm gonna curve them. And to do a portrait of someone is very expensive, but to my side it will be not expensive, because as I said before or long back, to do while they don't know you in the books or in the in the website, it's very difficult. I just charge little amount, because to do someone's portrait I'm gonna charge even million. But if I am like this, I'm a poor person, they just look at me, they play the way how I'm wearing, it's a challenge. I don't have a car. Even if I approach them, you see all those standards they are given to those people who just came back to us saying, no, can you give this picture, I'm gonna give you 200 rands. So I'm going to do that picture, that guy is going to give $1 million. But I'm the artist, but there's a guy who is playing a forefront to me, but he's not an artist. But those people who are going to the state, they are going to give the guy who is not an artist the picture. Then that guy comes to me, then I give that picture, then he gives me 500 rands, he's going to get $1 million, but he's not an artist. So all those things are the challenges to me. So as an artist, it's just because those people, they are close to those people who gonna give me those portrait and whatsoever. Me as an artist, what I'm encouraging all people in Africa or over the world is, when you do your own business, it pays. That is how we know that there's a word they call indigenization, empowerment, and creation. If you do your own project, it pays. But to other side, how it pays, it needs someone who is close to those big fishes who gonna uplift you. So to my side, if you do your own thing at your own time, it pays than to work for someone nowadays. So I am encouraging all people who wants to be an artist or who are in the field of artists. So saying, no, don't give up, just keep on. Maybe one day, me as the one who is speaking like now, I'm gonna also uplift you, because I see the challenges. To be poor and poorer is a very big challenge on my side, because I was sleeping in the street. But don't mind about sleeping in the street, as long as another day is coming. Don't mind about eating pap with legs of the chicken, as long as another day is coming. Because in future, you can't be rich one day. You should have to tell people where you start, because a child, it starts without not crawling with 4 legs. It starts while you're standing, you fall down. Later you will move with all the legs. Later you will fall down. So in art, all the challenges we meet, but in future you will be someone not like me, because me, I'm also encouraging us, all of us, saying no, art pays if you are close to someone who wants to uplift you.
I go by the name of MTC Quaker, and I'm from Makado. And today I just thought of taking a walk in Pretoria, and wow, I was amazed by something that caught my eyes. This man here got some beautiful art and some amazing sculptures.
Those who want to find me about my career, I'm situated at the corner Paul Kruger and Familian, nearer to Pretoria News. I'm situated at Pretoria, at the High Court Chambers, 220 Pretoria News, Pretoria News, at the High Court Chambers, at 220. That is where you're gonna find me. And my phone number is 074 798 0828. And another number 084 6872 636. Those are my numbers or my contacts, so that even if you don't come to the place where I am, you're gonna contact me, because some, they don't want to waste their time, those who have got money, to come to my place, because they will want me to come to them. So me as an artist, I don't have a choice. I should have to go to them. I should have to kneel down to them. I should have to do what they want me to do for them. So I should have to follow what they want. So that place is the place where I display as from Monday to Friday. That is the place where I sell is from Monday to Friday. But all those other Saturday to Sunday, I'm always available. If you call me, I gonna come there to that place, because the guy who allow me to do all those things there, he will be available. I will show you where I put my stock in that place. And in Maravastad, that is the place where I usually finish up my work, because this stuff sometimes we were having them in Petersburg, but later that place now is fenced, and the place where we find firewood, those wood is fenced. So to my side, I just cave and finish the product, then I bring in Maravastad. So there's a small Nyana workshop which I finish them, then I will take with someone's car, bring to High Court Chambers. But that place, that car, I pay also the money. That's why I'm trying to say, no, if I've got my own bag, maybe I will just pour fuel on my car. Because you know what happened? If you hire someone, you will say, that place, it's gonna need 150, while it needs 20 rand for fuel. So you don't have option, because it's not your car. You will say, no, if you are willing to go on your own, just push the trolley and go. Then you see you have got big pieces, you're gonna damage yourself, and you want to be to keep on generating other things, or you want to live long. So this art, I'm encouraging everyone who is willing to do, because self-job, my brother or my brothers, is a better issue of you do on your time, but if you don't work, no pay. That is the challenge.